Feels like the first time. Throw away all my pride. Don't wanna say I love you first, but holding it in just might make me burst. Love in the open, daydreaming, hoping, melting in our make-believe new worlds. Whispering winds bring the remembrance that you're my girl. No shame, no games. I wanna fall in love, fall in love. I'll be your savage, I'll be your baddest. Or do you like sweet caramel honey dipped? I'm yours till the beat flips. Don't let it slip. Give up my power. Yes, afraid to lose each other. Counting the hours till I see you again. Could you be life, lover, and best friend? Waiting for text back, wondering where you at, or who could you be with? No, I'm not possessive, but you're mine. Okay, I'ma let you live, no shame, no shame, no game. I wanna fall in love, vulnerable in love. Do you want classy? Do you want nasty, babe? I'll give you options. I'll be your perfect day. I'm yours till the night fades. Whoa, don't let it fade. No shame, and no game. I wanna fall vulnerable. Giggle and softly. Could you be laughing at me, or we just giddy? Butterflies flapping in me. Don't stop what you're doing. Yeah, what you doing to me?
Salute everyone. This is Adam. This is LDA After Dark. You can hear me loud and
Feels like the first time. Throw away all my pride.
loud.
Don't wanna say I love you first.
Got your marker
Holding
over
it
there.
in just might make
Hello,
me burst. Love in the open, daydreaming, hoping, melting in our make-believe
LDA
new
After
worlds.
Dark.
Whispering winds bring the remembrance
I got
that
sound check.
you're my girl. No shame, no games. I wanna fall in love, fall
Yep. As we get going here, let me
I'll be your
back it right
savage, I'll be your baddest. Or do you
there. We go.
like
There we
sweet caramel honey?
go. Lawrence Adams.
I'm yours till the beat flips. Don't let it slip.
Good evening, everybody. How are you doing today?
Give
Tonight
up
we
my
will
power.
have an on vote. Get your. I have some water here. have a glass. Get your glass ready. Conversation talking about everything out. Conversation. Have questions. It's the perfect time to ask questions. I, I'm fading in and out. Okay, I'll fix that. Here we go. That. I shouldn't be fading in and out. I should be loud and clear and crisp. Yeah, I'm a little choppy. So you should be able to hear me loud and clear. There we go. Am I better now? I should be much better now. Let me know. Put a number one if I'm much better in there now. Still fading in and out. Oh my God. I don't know what's up with my mics. Mike's going crazy. Should be good, but I'm synced up. Yeah, I'm better. Good. I should be better right now. Got the camera straight. Now I got to get the audio straight. This is the beauty of streaming. I should be good to go now. You can hear me. I should be good. I'm synced up. I'm not looking like I'm on one of those movies. But tonight we're having a grown folks conversation. If you missed last week when we went in and we talked about a lot of things, and I don't want to overextend myself and give so much information that you like, wow, I can't handle it. But we're gonna have grown folk conversation, bedroom conversations, grown folks conversation. And I think it's so applicable and so needful. So one of the things I'm going to stick to tonight that I talked about last week, but we're going to really stay right on it. And I think I talk about it behind the scenes. I haven't talked about it behind the scenes. And that is the greatest organ or the greatest mechanism there is. And I want you to catch some things I'm going to do. It's the mind. Sometimes we underestimate the power of the mind when it comes to relationships, when it comes to being intimate, when it comes to connecting to someone. And I really want to dive deep into that. One of the things you do to connect with someone's mind, and many times we don't do this, we got to learn how to speak first with our words, but we got to learn how to speak with our eyes. Sometimes you and the person that you're with can look across the room and look at each other and say 1,000 words. Let me say that again. You and your lover can be on two sides of the room, but you can look at each other and say 1,000 words. And I think a lot of people have lost the art of knowing how to speak with their mind, not with their minds, but with their eyes. Your eyes, I can look you up and down and say 1,000 words. I can take my words and come from your feet all the way up to your head with just my eyes. And we are so in this culture, we're afraid to seduce, and we're afraid that if we try to seduce someone that is lame or that is something that we don't need to do. But I'm telling you, we have lost the art of how to flirt with each other. I remember years ago, I remember someone complimented me on how I was flirting with my to be then wife. And we have forgot how to do that in this culture because everyone is so quick to jump into the bedroom. They forget how to flirt, how to seduce, how to push, and how to pull away. Who's taught you how to flirt with someone? How to just give a little gesture to let them know that you're interested in them. Learning how to flirt with someone is magnetic when it comes to, we're talking about LDA After Dark. And sometimes the things that we do to let the other person know without saying it that we're interested. Forget the culture that we're in, forget what the society says. When is the last time that you actually flirted with someone? It could have been flirting with them in your DMs. And I want to make sure, as you listen to LDA After Dark, I want to make sure that you come and make sure you sponsor the show tonight because I'm coming in tonight. Make sure you be a sponsor of the LDA After Dark. You can sponsor it by sending a like, you can send it by Cash App or Super Chat. But I want you to really think about this. When is the last time you really flirted with someone? When you flirted with your husband or with your wife? When is the last time you told them without saying it with your words, "Oh, I like you"? It could be a glance. It could be just a slight touch that you touched them with. When's the last time you flirted with someone? It could be just a giggle. It's something when you hear a woman just her light giggle. She's I can't do it because I'm not a woman, but a light giggle that she may gives to let the man knows that I'm interested. We got to learn how to flirt with each other. Sometimes we got to learn how to, because we're gonna keep it clean and keep it classy over here. Learn how to flirt even in the DMs. How to say things without saying them. And when we learn how to do that, we're building our ability to seduce. Now, so we look at sometimes I know in this space we look at seduction as, oh, it's the devil and you shouldn't be doing that. But I'm here to tell you, people have lost the art of how to seduce each other. And they wonder why the relationships go off the rails or someone comes in and takes whoever they're with. It's because they never learn how to seduce and to flirt with their partner or potential partner that they would be with. Flirting comes in so many ways. And when you think about flirting for a man with a woman, it is your masculinity that arises. And for a woman, it is your femininity that arises. And then the polarity of each other, flirting and going back and forth, it's like a dance. If you ever see a slow dance, it's a song by I can't even think of it. I think it's Atlanta Star, not Atlanta Star, but it's a group called "Play Another Slow Jam for Me, Baby." We got to learn how to do that dance between each other to learn how to flirt and how to seduce each other. And many of us are so hardcore. The men are so afraid to open their hearts. The woman is so afraid to open her hearts that we don't know how to flirt. I'm telling you, when you learn how to flirt and how to seduce who you're with, it takes things to the next level. Ooh, there you go. That's it. Dancing without dancing. See. What happens is when you begin to flirt with them, you become mysterious because they're trying to read and figure out what you're trying to say without saying it. It's amazing. I speak for myself when I'm flirting with someone, when I'm interested, but I'm letting you know I'm interested, but I'm pulling back a little bit. We have to learn how to do that dance where we flirt with each other, and so much so that we get into the mind of that person. So much so that they begin to think about us because we're flirting. And a flirting doesn't have to be, how can I say it, something that's bad or something that's nasty. Because I know most people are like, oh, I'm not gonna flirt. No, 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 no. When you flirt with someone, it should be very, very, very. It can be just a smile. Are you gonna get that? It's amazing that I'll admit it. I go out to dinner sometimes, or whatever the case may be in the past. Slight flirt with the waitress, and watch her eyes begin to brighten up. And it's amazing just to see how so many people are starving for that interaction, just that little interaction of flirting with each other. Now, this is the thing I must say: if you are married and you're married, you're in a committed relationship, flirting with someone that's not your spouse is not going to cut it. Flirting with someone who's not your spouse is not going to cut it. So we got to learn how to flirt with each other. Another part of this is learning how to get into the mind of each other. Most men are more. Thank you. Thank you. Yep. There we go. Flirting can be a very subtle or as extreme as you would like it to be. It can just, it just needs to be tailored to the person that you are flirting with. Correct. That is so true. It has to be tailored to who you're flirting with. Because what you say to Susie, you can't say to Molly. And what you say to Molly, you can't say to to Loretta. Same thing with the same thing. You can't say the same thing to the everyone. So if you're looking for a package deal on how to flirt to everyone, you can't do that. Stop looking for fix all, one tool do it all. No, every person flirting should be customizable for the person that you're dealing with. You can't flirt with me the way you flirt with every other man. It should be customizable to who you're dealing with. And that means if it's customizable, you are taking the time to study that individual and understand what they like and what they do not like. And really, let's cut through the chase. What really turns them on? Let me say that again. Flirting is knowing to being customizable to who you are dealing with and knowing what turns them on and what drives them crazy. If you're trying to look for a one size fit all here, it's not going to work. What you have to do is you got to realize that flirting, if you pay attention, the other person is always giving you clues on how to flirt with them or how to seduce them. Let me say that again. This is LDA After Dark, man. Y'all got questions, anything like that. The other person is always giving you clues on how to flirt with them or how to seduce them. Let me drink some water on that one because I got to drink some on that one. Let me drink some water on that one. Woo, that's good. Give an example. Okay. So with one woman, you may just give her a smile and touch her on her shoulder, and it satisfy her need to be flirted with. Versus with another woman, she may want you to say something particularly in her DM to let her know that you're flirting with her. Or another woman, it could be that you call her and you say, "How you doing? You know, I was thinking about you." And that's it. So we got to know, we have to pay attention to the person that you're seducing. Every person doesn't are not seduced the same way or flirted with the same way. Is it a common thread? Yes. But it's amazing when you begin to dive into this and begin to flirt with people, you almost become a what's the word for it? A connoisseur or a master at flirting and being seductive. And you realize that certain things that you can say can become stuck into their minds, and then they are constantly thinking about you. So you want examples, you want more examples on how to do that. I understand. So one of the examples you can do is, one of the biggest things I think a lot, especially men, you need to listen. The woman is always giving you the playbook. Let me say that again. If you pay attention, a woman is always indirectly giving you the playbook to her. She either giving it with her words, she's either giving it with her posts, she's either giving it with her what she's wearing. She's always giving you a playbook on how to seduce her, how to flirt with her. The key is to listen and be keenly aware of details. I can give a detail now of a particular drink right now, and then somebody know I'm flirting with them or maybe interested in them. That's a lot of work, LDA. Why would I do that? Why wouldn't you do that? So you got to be keenly aware of listening because the woman's always telling you. If you shut your mouth and listen, the woman is telling you how to flirt with her. Two, pay attention to details. Women are detail. It drives them crazy when the man knows how to pay attention to the details about her. Did you notice that she changed her fingernail polish? She got her hair done differently. She had on a new dress. She got some new shoes, or she did something that was different. Most men don't take the time to seduce a woman correctly, so they don't get the proper results or the proper reciprocation or from reciprocity from the woman because they have not taken the time to listen to the woman and pay attention to this detail. Well, I hear someone saying, well, I did that and look what happened to me. We're not talking about that. A woman always gives the playbook to her. She wants to know, are you able to read the playbook about her and not use the playbook you use on someone else? So, other women in the chat room, is that true? Put a number 2 in the chat room because I know I got people watching in the clouds. If that's true, put number 2 in the chat room. She wants to know, do you pay attention to the playbook about her? Do you take the time and study her? Do you know what turns her on? Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Good to see you, True Savage Gina. Thank you. Do you pay attention to her? Pay attention to the details. Women are keenly turned on or keenly motivated by the amount of attention. Let me say this correctly: the amount of focus attention that you give to her. There's a difference between giving a woman attention and giving her focus attention, where you are giving her your undivided attention and you pay attention to the details about her. As you realize, every rose is not the same, every flower is not the same. But if you can pay attention on what rose or what flower to give her, you will stick out you will stick out from any other guy who's giving her flowers because you have paid attention to what? The details about her. Well, what does she need to do that to? We ain't talking about you right now. I get to the brothers. That's how you learn how to do this dance. There's an ebb and flow with a woman. And you got to realize, and I'm going to say this to the man, you have to take the lead. Some women would never open up their Pandora box to who they are because I said it last week, I guess I got to say it again, because she cannot trust you. There's a side to every woman. Let me say that again. Someone needs to sponsor this broadcast tonight, Cash App, Super Chat, whatever you need to do. But this is key right here. There is a side to every woman that's laid dormant. Let me slow it down because they didn't hear me over here on this. There's a side to every woman that's laid dormant where she can let her hair down. Let me stop. Let me not say this. There's a side to every woman that's laid dormant that she's afraid to let out because she's afraid that you're going to judge her for being that type of woman. Especially with this, every woman wants to let out that part of them where they can be free emotionally, spiritually, and especially physically, where she can allow the emotions to run rapid inside of her, where she can allow her physicality and her sexuality to be expressed without judging. The problem with most men, and the reason why you never experience that with a woman, is because you're judging the woman. Women would test to see what a level of judgment you're going to apply to her when it comes to the bedroom. If I'm lying, I'm flying. She would ask certain questions at the most opportune time to see if you're how you feel or what you thought about certain things. She wants to know, are you going to judge her? Uh-oh, this may be too much for you. Because most guys like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. Women are just this way and that way. No, 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 no. Listen to what I'm saying to you. Get this wisdom. Get this knowledge from almost like a King Solomon up in here. Women want to know that you're not going to judge her when it comes to certain things that she wants to do. She will hide that part of herself away from a man that she may love, even respect, but secretly she wants to let out. She's screaming to let her out. It's Beyonce and Sasha. She wants to let Sasha. She wants to let Sasha out, but Beyonce is all you see. Every woman has that dual nature, duality to them that they want to let out, but they're not going to let it out to a man who's going to be judgmental, who's going to call them names, who's going to throw it back in their face for what they did and how they feel and how they want to do things. That's the reason why a lot of men do not get the best from their woman, their wives, girlfriends, or whatever it is. This is almost just not just LDA After Dark, but this is going into the dark side. Woo boy, boo 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 boom. Every woman has a beast inside of her that she wants to release, but it takes the right man to make her feel secure enough to release it and feel safe to do so. Bingo. Thank you so much. That's it right there. I think she tests you when she first has guys around you. It's no, yeah and no, but it's more of a test to see if if she can if she can rest her superwoman and put on her Catwoman suit. Let me say that. Let me give the example again. She wants to know, can she rest her Wonder Woman suit so that she can put on her Catwoman suit? Many men have never tapped into the Catwoman side of women because they're so mad that she's being Wonder Woman. Every woman wants to take off her Wonder Woman suit so that she can put on her Catwoman suit. So that she can be, like you said, like Gina said, be that beast inside of her. If she was to unleash that on, because we're going to talk, if she was to unleash that, most men couldn't handle it. They would just, I'm tired. I can't take anymore. Because it is almost like a bottomless, the depths that some women have that most men don't enter into. Let me say that again. The depth of that side of a woman that most men don't enter into, have no clue. The shadow world, that's what it's called. I'm sorry. Most men have no clue about. While they're fighting on this YouTube streets about if she's independent, if she's masculine, if she's If she has a job 6 figures, and whether she wants a man for 6 figures, there are the other side of her where she wants to release that part of. So what's going on, Ann? So great. Hi guys, what's the topic? So pretty much the topic is the art of flirting, but we're now really talking about unleashing. Most women don't unleash that side of them that they hide from most men, because most men don't know how to bring it out. As Gina said, they don't feel secure enough and safe with you to allow that part of them to come out. If I'm lying, I'm flying, and I ain't flying tonight. I'm telling you the truth. Women want to unleash that, but she needs you, the man, to be in your place of masculinity, to hold her, to hold frame, and not turn into the little boy with his thumb in his mouth. She needs you to not go back and tell your friends what she did while she was with you. She needs you to keep your mouth shut. Discretion, as we said last week. But there's the side of the woman that she fights with. I don't care, from the church to the pulpit to the mosque to whatever side. She wants to release that part of her. And most women have it locked in key and chain. She only releases it. You get glimpses of it when she may read an erotic book, or she may watch some Lifetime movies, or whatever the case may be. And she's able to dream and think about it. But most men don't experience that. And so she goes in life unsatisfied. She goes in life unsatisfied, unfulfilled. I don't care what job she has. She can be the CEO of the top company. She can be at the grocery store bagging your groceries. Every woman has that. And every woman has that part of them that they want to release, but they're looking for the man who's able to tap in, not just with his physical prowess, but with his mental prowess and his ability to keep her in this framework where she's safe. Ask any woman on here. Ask any woman on there, tell you. They may get into a relationship, they may get married, but secretly they want that. Can she trust you enough to shed her Wonder Woman so that the cat woman inside of her, or the woman that Storm, everybody know who Storm is from the Marvel, from the comic books, to come up and actually so her emotions, so she can feel the kaleidoscope of emotions that are inside of her. That's why some women look to argue with men, because she wants to poke their bear. Let me not say it. Let me be quiet. She looks to poke the bear to get that man to stand up and say, "Hey, you need to chill with that. Sit yourself down. Hey, I got this." Let me read what Ann wrote. I'm a secretive person, and my husband is the only guy I ever been able to be myself with. I'm a chemical engineer, and I run a testing department. I came home, and he just let me be a. Thank you so much, Ann. Right there. All I don't care what I know the whole debate about the degrees. I know 6 figures. I'm a PhD and all that. Every woman looks for the ability to loose her hair and to lay down and to be just a woman. She can prance around with her dress on and smell the flowers, smell the candles, and whatever else. We fight the wrong fight when it comes to women. The moment we pull them out of their masculinity and to their femininity, she will live longer. She will have less health problems. She will be more satisfied. There's a lot of women, I don't know why I'm talking about this, but there's a lot of women that are just unsatisfied from the boardroom to the bedroom. So we got to learn how to. We talked about last week about Delilah being able to have a lap that Samson can lay in, but we never talk about the man offering her a place where she can rest in. We never talk about the place where a woman can rest her femininity in. And it shouldn't be on a girl's trip. It shouldn't be at a retreat. It shouldn't be when she goes on her trip to go here and there that she finally lets her hair down and able to be that woman. She needs away from the kids, away from everybody, where she can be uninhibited and wild and just be her. If this is resonating, if you understand what I'm saying, let me know in the chat room. Let me know in the chat room. I'm usually fast going, but I want to make sure I slow down. If you understanding what I'm saying, if this is making sense, if you want more examples of what I'm saying and how this applies, let me know right now in the chat room. Let me know right now in the chat room. How does if this is resonating with you? We especially on these YouTube streets and these places, we forget how to seduce each other and how to flirt. We major in the minor and minor in the majors. It's amazing when a man and a woman flirt. I remember the first time I went to New York and I was catching the train, not the train, but the bus to catch up with my cousin. And by one of the museums, I seen this man and woman kissing. And I just couldn't stop looking at them just kissing each other. They didn't worry about what nobody else was saying. They didn't think about if they may get in trouble. They just was there kissing each other. And since I'm on that word kissing, sometimes kissing can be even more powerful than the very act. What time am I at? 38 minutes in. Sometimes, if you know how to kiss correctly, can be more, even more seductive and more powerful than the very act. I would give a story. I don't know if I can give this story. This is this man. Let me. ah, so how can I give this story without keeping it clean and keeping it classy? If you want the story, you gotta let me know in the chat if y'all want this story. Let me know in the chat room. Y'all want this story. Let me know in the chat room when I go get some more water. Let me know in the chat room if you want to know the story. The story on that. Woo, we want the story. Give the story. Oh boy, give the story. Tell the story. Tell the story. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I mean, let me get this right quick. Let me pour this story. I had to go to the refrigerator. There you go. There you go. Somebody's. All right, I'm moving. That's what it is. The story. Woo! Story, story, story. I remember, I said, I want the story. We out here and tell the story. I want the story. What's good? What's going on? What's good? Prince of Power, Judah, what's going on? Let me give this story. So many years ago, so y'all can't trace who she is. When I lived in Atlanta, I was talking to this young lady. Actually, I was working at a particular store, and she worked across the street. Let me see. I make sure my glass is in the shop. She worked across the street from the from where I worked at. So she would come in, hey, order her food, whatever the case may be, and I would, get her order. So finally, she would always come in and smile and say, "Hi, how you doing?" And we have greetings, we have you know pleasantries between each other. So after a while, I said, "You know what? I'm gonna get her number." So we interchanged the number. I said, "Hey, we get to hang out." Found out she didn't live far from me. I was living in Atlanta at this time. She didn't live far from me. Actually, this was before Katrina took place, the storm down in New Orleans. So we end up, I think we went to go get something to eat one time, and that was it. Then we said, "Hey, why don't you come over to my house?" So she came over to my house. I think I have a TV, watch TV. This is before Netflix and chill. This is way before Netflix and chill. So she came over, and we were what I did was I just began to talk about life and how I grew up and things like that. Pay attention because I'm giving so much clues, right? So much stuff right here. And we talked, and it started to get late. And I just went in and started to kiss her. Now, I did not forcefully kiss her. I didn't grab her by her head and I slowly went in and we kissed. But what I did was I slowed time down, and I began to kiss her very slow and very passionately. As I'm kissing her, I stop and I turn the lights off because we had a couch, and right by the couch on the wall was the light, and there was the door to go out. I had a one bedroom apartment at the time in Atlanta, and we kissed and we kissed, and she pulled away, and she has to grab her breath like, whoa. She said, "I didn't know you can kiss like that." I said, "What are you talking about? I'm just a regular kiss to me." So we kissed some more. And as we kissing, we just touched, embrace, and I made sure I didn't touch her in any other area. Pay attention to what I'm saying. I did not touch her on her breast. I didn't touch her thighs. I didn't touch her anywhere else. I just kissed her. But the more we kissed, the more she got into it, the more I got into it. We were kissing, and we became entangled in the kissing. And so much so, what's going on, Yahoo? So much so that she began to get lost inside of the kissing. And then she would come for air, and then she would be panting from the kissing. I didn't touch her anywhere, just embracing her and kissing her. Then we pulled away. We go get some water, came back, and we sat on the couch again, and we began to kiss again. But something else happened. As she was kissing, she's like, "I really have to go." I said, "What are you talking about? We're just kissing." And let me show you the difference of what I'm talking about. My mind wasn't wandering anywhere. I was focusing on the sensation of kissing her. Yeah, yeah, thank you, thank you. Yeah, slow kissing. My mind was focused on the sensation of just kissing her. I wish I remember her name, and I don't remember her name. I see her face. I didn't touch her anywhere. I want guys to get this because we get so handsy, touch everything we want to. I didn't do none of that. I just kissed her slowly. Now this was going on for about 30 minutes, off and on, pull it away, Catch what I'm saying? Pulling away and then drawing back in. Pulling away and then drawing back in. This was in the summertime. I had air conditioning on. She had on shorts because I remember she had on shorts. And I make sure that we did not do anything. But I will tell you this. The ocean, keep it clean and keep it classy, LDA. The ocean was running down her legs. So why are you guys trying to be macho man? I'm alpha man, I'm beta, I'm sigma, I'm this and that. There was a flood. Yep, yes, it was. Just from kissing her. She was so taken back that she was fulfilled by us kissing. Oh, I got a story for next week. I can't tell this story now. I wish I would call Miss Davis. She would tell you about the story. To some, yeah, it was just by kissing. So let me give some pre-work. Make sure your breath is fresh. Make sure everything is together. But just by the kissing, there was a flood. She went home. I walked her to her car. And she later told me, it's like, I seen her the next day, as far as what work. She's like, I don't know what you did to me, but I've never been kissed like that and never been so seduced like that ever in my life. That's right, Tuka. It was a what? To something. Yeah, it was, yeah. See, we're so focused on getting to the point that we never learn how to enjoy the ride to the point. But it was the kiss, it was the embrace. The main thing I want you to get, my mind was focused on enjoying the kissing between her and I. How she embraced me, how I embraced her, how her body moved. We moved into almost a hypnotic kind of moment. I'm gonna tell you what actually and what also happened. It caused her and Lord is my witness. I lost track of time. She came over around 6, 7 o'clock. It was 11 o'clock when she was leaving. We lost track of time. See, that's when you know you're kissing, right? When you just lose track of time. You forgot where you at. You like everybody is so in a rush to be microwave and and get that and do that they forget how to slow down and allow her energy to feed you and your energy to feed her. But we slowed down that day. I think it was during a weekday, and we slowed down. It's like time stood still, and we were almost felt like we were out of our bodies. He said my my husband did that on our seventh date, and I told him he better be glad I called him after that. Ooh, yep. Let me just. He said, I'll open the floodgates. Yeah, what's going on? Good to see you. Marriage is honorable, and all the bed is undefiled, but the whoremongers and adulterers God will judge. We simply must fast and pray in our mates for our mates. His selection is beautiful. Correct. Yep. You were a tease. Yep. I want you to really get this. So you got to understand, even with that, I make sure my goal was not to be intimate with her. It to be intimate to have sex with her. I want you to get that. Some men don't know how to control their sexual desires. I was not, that wasn't my goal to do that. That's why I'm calling it LDA After Dark. My goal was not to do that. Yes, sir. I done kissed a chick as she told me it was a super went down there, and we didn't smash. It's a seduction game, and she had to work after the Mac kissed her. So I want you to get this. I want you to get this. I make sure y'all sponsor this LDA of the dark. I don't normally talk like this. I'm a teacher by trade. I'm a teach and give lessons and things, but I want you to get what I'm saying. It wasn't about having sex with her. Matter of fact, we never did have sex. Never did. Never did. We dated for a while, but it was the point of learning how to connect with each other. Yeah, that's borderline tantra. Yeah, sex. It feels fulfilling and without going on foot. Yeah, going on foot. Yes, it is. That's correct. So it was so. I remember it clear as day. I remember she had a Anita Baker haircut. I remember that hairstyle. And she was from. I don't think she would find me. She was from Louisiana. But that kiss, baby, it was deep. What you said, you were able to penetrate her mind, which is what connects to the response. That is what intimacy is, and that's the point of today's. I want you to get that today. Or in this age of everyone giving relationship advice, man over here, woman over here, we forget how to connect with each other. And with that kiss, you can see it to this day. I still remember. I don't remember her name, but I remember. I remember that kiss and the reaction that I got from her. Now, this is the thing. And I'm gonna tell you what else happened. Not to Anita. She got a haircut like Anita Baker. For the best. She was giving me the best she got. Right? Well, let me tell you the other part of it. So we did that the first time. We see each other. She'd come from her job over to mine, and whatever the case may be. This time I went to her house. No, the second time she came back over to my house. We did the exact same thing without going to that place. We did the exact same thing. It was the kiss. You have a video 3 ways to how to show the mouthpiece and make. I do have a video about that. Yes, I do. But it was the kiss that did it for her. That's what I'm saying. All these guys debating and all like that. These women doing this. She a PhD. She this and this and that. I sit back and laugh because those very women want to be kissed how I just talked about. They want to be seduced. And if we go a little further, and this is a dangerous word to use in this space, but I'm going to use it and I'm going to put it there and I'm going to walk it away. She wants to be dominated. But back to the kiss. So she came over again. I think we have food, wherever the case may be. And she was ready to kiss again. She was ready to kiss again. She did not want that. She did not want that part of the sex part. She was fulfilled with just a kiss and the level of intimacy that we had. Now I'm a full blooded male. I was ready to go. I had marching orders. The flag was. I was ready to. Hope I'm doing it right, son. I was ready to go. I was ready. But no matter how much I was ready, I knew how to read what was going on and how to understand where she was and what she really needed. I don't want to talk about the dominance part, but that's a whole nother space to go into because I have a story about that, but I can't tell it today. I cannot tell that story today. Last thing I want to do is come home and have to rule. Thank you, Ann. That's very true. Let me say that again. Let me say I don't want to. Let me say that again. The whole dominance thing, baby, it's not for the weak man, not for the insecure man, and it's definitely not for the man to don't understand how it works. But I want to get back to that story about the kiss. So we end up seeing each other again. I went to her house the last time, and same thing happened. We just held each other and just kissed, caressed, hold. I held her like this, real close to me. But no, it wasn't no. I want to, somebody rocking, knocking the boots. It wasn't none of that. It was more of a into her, and she was into me. Our minds were focused on each other. Really, our minds were focused on kissing each other, and it was so fulfilling. And I do got a story about something that happened on the dance floor. I mean, y'all gonna make me bring up all these stories, situations that happened. But I'm trying to save it for try to space all this out because I definitely can go into this without. I wish I could have had my ex back yet. So yeah, that kiss is powerful. Mhm. But it's a situation. I'm gonna tell the story next week about what happened on the dance floor at Miss Davis' party. Let me say that again. The story what happened at on the dance floor at Miss Davis' party. Very interesting story. I'll tell that next week about what happened on the dance floor. It's not what you think. That's why I want to make sure we keep it clean and we keep it classy. You see, I didn't use any derogatory words. I did not use any shaming language. I did not use any misname any body parts. I made sure I kept it clean and I kept it classy. But your mind went there and thought about what I was talking about. And that's why I threw that word about dominating. If I was to even step a little bit, we're here now. Tell it. We're here now. I ain't gonna tell that dead on the dance floor. Woo, baby. I tell you that. Miss Davis party. I'm gonna have to bring Miss Davis on to tell her about that story. Testament of LDA. Thank you, I guess. Woo, baby. That dance floor. I never forgot that. I'll just say this, and I'll tell some of the story next week. Somebody sending me something. Oh, that's my sister sending me something. I'll say this. You just set me up listening to you just set me up listening to your story. It's time to go. So some wifely duties. Oh, all right. Take care of your wifely duties. But I will say this for next week. I was dancing on the dance floor and didn't know she was married. and I'll tell the story next week. I was dancing on the dance floor and didn't know she was married to afterwards. True story happened. I can't make this up. This is LDA After Dark. If you have any questions, this is the perfect time to have. This is the perfect time to thank you for being a new sub. I'll be back. I appreciate you, man. And if you have any questions, it's a perfect time to ask questions. If you want to donate, support the LDA After Dark, these conversations, because I'm sharing some things that you ain't gonna just hear anywhere. Because everybody, this is not the battle of the sexes here. This ain't the man is over here and the woman over here. Look what they doing over here. The woman doing this and that, fighting. This ain't the fight club. This the love club. This the club. This the club where everybody get along. If you looking for that, this ain't the space for you. But I here to tell you, I didn't know. She to afterwards until Miss Davis pulled me to the side and say, "Oh, that's her husband." But if you have any questions, this is the perfect time to ask questions of Lawrence D. Adams After Dark. Keep it clean, keep it classy on what we're talking about. If you need to have personal 101 conversation, consultation, let me know. But oh, how to flirt with someone in the workplace. Now, let me give this very, very good question. So, one of the biggest rules that we have, especially as men, you do not be careful about flirting in the workplace because you do not want it to affect your money. It's another way of saying it, but I'm not saying it. You don't, it says you don't eat where you crap at. So flirting in the workplace needs to be at all. This is just wisdom at a minimum. It's you do not want her to say that she's sex, especially in this day and age with the sexual harassment. And why are you doing it? He was doing this, and no. Trust what I'm telling you. Thank you, Yahoo. Thank you. Yep. You don't where you eat at. I promise you. I know she might be cute. She giving you all the everything. She flirting with you and everything like you do. I'm telling you, I done seen many of guys go down the rabbit hole and they ain't never came back out. But I know some men who have did it. But you got to know how to do it. It's safer not to flirt in the workplace. Yep, it's not. I'm telling you, this. I know your hormones may be racing. She giving you signals and you giving her signals. I do like Michael Jackson said, just leave me alone. Thank you so much. Not everyone can handle the situation if it doesn't work out. That's the issue. The issue is that you could flirt at the workplace, but what happens when you break up with her? What happens where the relationship goes sour and she calls your supervisor? So since I'm gonna be clear. Years ago, I was working at a particular corporation. I was talking to this talking to this young lady. I can't remember her name either. Talking to a young lady. We talk here and there, flirt at work, whatever the case may be. And I'm gonna give this true life story. Flirted, whatever the case may be. And we never went there, but we would flirt all the time. So she seen me talking to someone else, and she went to my immediate boss and told me what was going on. I almost lost my mind because I had such high respect in the eyes of my boss, and I looked. She was like a mother to me. May she rest in peace right now. And I was like, dog, I'm almost let this girl ruin my connection at this job because she's upset because everything didn't work out with her. I promise you it happened. It happened to me. Or if there's someone else that's interested in you, they get the jealous. And I'm telling you, I promise you. Gina, you right. You already. I remember it clear as day. I can't remember her name. I remember where she lived at the time. we had talked and whatever the case may be. And me and her was talking, flirting back and forth. When I found out where she lived at, when I would come over and then she had her friend there and whatever the case may be. We didn't get down to it to get down. But something happened and she seen me talking to somebody else. Matter of fact, I knew who the somebody else is. And she ended up going, and I didn't even know it. I must have been on lunch or I might have been off that day. And she went and told my boss. Man, I was like, oh nah, dog, this ain't going down. I said, nope, 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 nope. Because I didn't want to lose this job that I have because it was in this particular corporation that's here in Cleveland. And I said, no, I'm not jeopardizing that. Not going to do it. That's just real life. Now, have there been situations where I have? Yes. And I can tell you, I have a rule that I have. I'm gonna give you one of I'm not suggesting you do it. I am not giving you the green light to do this. You do not flirt in, you do not flirt at work. You leave all that. You separate your business, you separate your paper from your personal life. I promise you. Separate. This would get so many men in trouble because they don't separate their paper from their personal life. And the downfall of them is the kitty cat. And they end up eating cat food. Yeah. Have I did it? I'll be completely honest. I have, and successful with it, but I have rules with it. I have rules, but I'm not going to tell those rules. I don't because I am not condoning that. I will not do that. Being an older man, I'm not condoning that because is you can't. It's dangerous to give those keys to. I'm not saying you, but just out here in the public space. If you if people are unaware of how to conduct themselves in situations. I've heard of example. It was earlier last year. Man was one worker was messing with another worker. She ended up getting pregnant. Guess what she came back and told? He was messing with me at work. Guy lost his job. Oh, this is part of LDA After Dark. So I know that it looked good, smelled everything, and he or she, whatever the case may be, is fine as wine and everything like that. You do not mess your money up over no kitty cat. Yeah. Do not mess your money up over kitty cat. She ended up getting pregnant, and then he was trying to get her to abort the baby. Oh, this is real life. This is real life. I'm telling you. Do not. I'm telling you. That's why I have certain rules in place, especially as a man, especially who I am. You got to have certain rules in place. And then two, I'll tell the dude, you. This is the problem too. Sometimes it's not the woman who gets upset. Sometimes it's the man who gets jealous when another man talks to her at work that he wants. Woo. Baby, let me say that again. Sometimes it's not the woman who can't handle it. It is the man who can't handle it because she moved on. She was there just to get what she wanted from you. And she's now on to the doctor, or she's now on to the supervisor, or she's now on to your coworker or to your guy, your best buddy. And you, as the man, can't handle that, not knowing that what took place was just transactional. I've seen a lot of men lose their cool, crying, and she did this. She did this. I don't understand why she did that. I liked her. Did you work with her? Yes, I did. She would start talking to Johnny. She started talking to Johnny. And you were at work and you upset now, and you in your feelings, and now you want to fight Johnny. You didn't understand the rules of engagement. You didn't read the contract. Read the contract. Understand the rules of engagement. Let's be very clear. I don't care what societies tell you. Women have rules of engagement. Some women would just want to have sex with you just to have sex with you. And that's it. Understand the rules of engagement. If I'm lying, if I'm telling the truth, let me know. I got a bunch of women here. Women, y'all tell me, let these men know that there are rules of engagement. Please, please, in the chat room, let them know there's rules of engagement. You just might just be just that one time and that's it, but you didn't call feelings. Feelings, nothing but feelings. You didn't understand the rules of engagement. And so now you're in your feelings. Now you losing your job because you want to fight Johnny because he didn't took your you didn't you she didn't he didn't took your so-called woman at work and not understand that she had rules of engagement and you didn't understand the contract. Rules of engagement. Yes, rules of engagement. Rules of engagement are rules or engagement are how we are going to conduct ourselves in public, out in public, behind closed doors, at work, and things like that. You can't get mad if you understand that she started talking to someone else. She can't get mad. She see you talking to Susie Q over here. Rules of engagement. This might be too much for some. This might be too much. Rules of engagement. When you understand the rules of engagement, that goes with anything. You can move successfully through any relationship. This is that after dark. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is after dark. There's always rules of engagement. It's not too much is needed. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. This is the after dark. Yeah. This is you got to understand. This is the thing, and I really need men who are listening, who are watching the clouds. Do you understand women have rules of engagement and how they want to deal with you? I know this space is so cluttered. That's why I'm trying to get out of this space. There's rules of engagement and how she wants to deal with you. And I'm making sure I'm not giving too much away. I think last week I gave a lot away, but I want you to really get that. How she wants to do, especially at work. If you have any more questions, let me know in the chat room. This is a perfect time to ask questions. If you want to come up, please keep it clean and keep it classy. Let me know if you want to come up, but I want to keep it clean and keep it classy. Don't be talking about this and that. No, this ain't that kind of show. This is LDA After Dark. But yeah, there's rules of engagement. And the biggest thing, I'm going to say it again. You don't want to mess up your money over no kitty cat. And woman, you don't want to mess up your money over you know what. Yeah, Judah had rules of engagement, right? Jada had rules of engagement. Rules of entanglement. We're a good play on words, right? Very true. But you gotta understand, I'm gonna say something about Jada and Will because most people ain't gonna get this since we LD After Dark. Everyone had their opinion of what Jada and Will's relationship should be, but you never understood their rules of engagement of how they interacted and what they did. What people were doing, this is LD After Dark, were putting their own, projecting their own thoughts, ideas of how their relationship should be, instead of understanding how they have an understanding how they function in their relationship. Completely different. So what we have people doing is judging Jada and judging Will because we were judging from the paradigm of how we think a marriage and how we think a relationship should be according to our way of thinking. But we never took the time out and say, hey, what did they agree to? behind closed doors? What did they say they were going to do? Who they're going to deal with, if they were going to deal with anybody? That would give us a better understanding of how their relationship actually functioned. We never heard or never seen or knew what's Will really doing during the time that she was having her entanglement. That's rules of engagement. We never understand what was the unwritten rules that they had with each other, saying, well, you can do this, but you can't do that. But we were judging from outsiders and not from people being inside of their relationship, because it was between a husband and a wife. That's where I and everyone else messed up at. So we took our judging eye, we took our pointing our fingers at them and not understanding what was their rule of engagement with each other, whether it was healthy or whether it was not. It was their what they set up or what they agreed to do with each other. That's the difference. Because the saddest thing is you're not going to tell me how to run my household. I don't care who you are. You're not going to tell me I am this. Let me say this again. You're not going to tell me how to run my household, nor are you going to tell me how I need to deal with her, and vice versa. Long as she protected, mentally healed, mentally, spiritually, and physically, and I'm not doing any wrong, and she agrees to it, vice versa, keep your mouth off of it. You don't know what Jada agreed to. You don't know what Jada or what Will really did. I'm just saying. Take that one to the bank. We're judging from our own preconceived idea of what we think because they're in Hollywood or because they're the model family, how it should function. You don't know what makes their relationship function. Well, their kids look crazy and they're doing all that. They're crazy. You don't know their rule of engagement. You were not in their household when they made a decision to marry her and they lived together. We're not there when he was making the music. You don't know what he did. You don't know what she did. And just the most important thing, I'll make you come a little close for this one. You don't know the secrets that Jada have about Will, and you don't know the secrets that Will have about Jada, and nor should you know. Y'all quiet now. That's why this is LDA After Dark. Understanding. We have so demonized and so vilified Jada, and now we vilify Will, but we do not understand what they agreed to. I did it. I vilified Jada and I vilified Will, but I don't understand. I haven't talked to Will. He didn't call me yet. We ain't had a conversation, and Jada sure didn't call me. We didn't have a conversation about what was going on with them. They would have called me and told me I would maybe we client privilege. I couldn't tell you anyway. We don't understand what they agreed to. So that's why we need to keep our mouth off of them. So I hope you got some tonight with LDA After Dark and my story about kissing. If you missed that, you need to go back and hear the story about what happened when I kissed this. Well, me and this young lady got into an entanglement of kissing without leading anywhere. That's why you got to be careful, because I want to be careful who you open yourself up to, who you choose to have any level of intimacy with, who you choose to engage or choose to have a rule of engagement or entanglement with. Even though I'm having these LD After Dark conversations, it is for you to be aware and to say, aha, I was thinking the same thing. Back full circle, what we was talking about at the beginning. We have lost the art of how to flirt with each other and how to seduce each other and how to just interact with each other because we are so focused on what talking points. Do you have a vet who you flirt with? Do you have a vet who you give me a little bit more of that question and I'll answer. What do you mean by a vet? Do you have a vet who you flirt with? Give me some more on that, and I can give you a better answer. Or rephrase that question, and I'll give it again. I'll give you an answer for that. We have to be careful with that. So, you have any questions? The perfect time to ask questions. I need to get the call in together. If you're on Facebook, or if you're on Facebook and you're listening to this, you actually can call in, and it'll ring through here, and I can answer the phone onto here. You got a question and you want to say something, because some people don't want to come up on the screen, and I understand that. But if you want to call in, if you're on Facebook, you can actually call in, go on the back end to the DMs, and you can call and say what you need to say. Keep it clean, keep it classy though, because I can have the power to hang up. But rephrase that question, and I'll answer it to the best of my ability before it's time to go. You rephrase that question, I'll appreciate it, and I'll get you going.
I'll give you options. I'll be a perfect day. All yours till the
Anybody else have any questions? Anything they want to say? When you say you have to be careful with opening yourself up to, do you have to be careful with who you flirt with? Very, very good question. Do you have to be careful who you flirt with? I'll say this. I'll say this because what happens is we become so cautionary that we don't do it, and that energy of being cautionary of should I do it or should I not, we end up throwing the energy off with the person that we're potentially trying to flirt with. So let me read your question again. When you say you have to be careful who you open up yourself to, you have to be careful who you flirt with. Yes, you need to be. Oh, I don't want to use careful. Careful is almost like a hesitation. You need to be aware of who you're going to flirt with. And then if they're not giving that back to you, you got to know how to cut it off. Let me say that again. You got to be aware. I don't want to use careful. Careful is like I don't know. I'm scared. No, you want to be aware of who you're flirting with, and pay attention to the nonverbal and the nonverbal ways because you're a man, she's responding back to you. If she's saying, okay, thank you, say you're flirting with her. Oh, hey, I like to, hey, you look, you look nice right there. Okay, thank you. Them shoes you got on, them, you wearing that dress, and she, with I appreciate that. She's letting you know through that interaction, cut it. She's being dry. She's like, thank you very much. I appreciate that. But if she returns it, then you need to return it back and then pull back from it, because you don't. Most guys overdo it once they get the green light. Let me say it again. Most guys overdo it when they get the green light. Once she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna flirt with you a little bit," they off to the races. They get all the flirt things they know what to do and try to flirt. Because they got one mission in mind, that's to have sex with her. It's plain and simple. No need to pretend. Goal is to try to have sex with her. So you got to know when to throttle and when to take the throttle back. So I don't want to use careful. I'd rather use the word aware of when to flirt and when not to. So you don't want to be, you got to like, okay, I see. All right. You throw it out there a little bit. And then you got like, when there's a green light, okay, But you don't want to be like you off to the races. You got to understand women like the journey of the flirting, of leading. They're the anticipation of what takes place, and she don't know. She's thinking, she's guessing, she's wondering, she's all these things are going in her mind. But if you just like you automatically like go, it's gonna limit her experience. It's gonna be like, well, I know what he wants, even though she know what you want. It's going to cause the experience to be not as enjoyable because you didn't give her that part. So I hope that makes sense. You got to be aware of when to flirt. But if she's like, "Thank you, I appreciate that," oh, this thing is real. I appreciate that. You're. That's good. Thank you, sir. She started using "sir," and I appreciate that. Cut it. 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 Because you got to understand, she didn't heard every line, every man, and said everything to her. Ain't nothing new in the sun and the woman ain't heard. Because you know, some men flirt knowing thinking that the goal is to get in between her. Some men flirt. Let me say this, and I'm gonna say it. Some men flirt because they think the goal is to get in between her legs when the goal is never to get in between her legs. And that should not ever be the prize. I'm just keeping a buck, as they would say. That's not the goal. I've been dropping clues all since the beginning. It's her mind. Whoever has her mind would have her behind. Whoever has her mind will always get her behind. Must be something in this water. I don't know. It says pure spring water. Whoever has her mind gets her behind. I'm just saying. And sometimes, man, y'all got me out here. Sometimes you might get the behind, but still not have her mind. Let me, ooh, boy, this is LDA After Dark. Whoever has her mind gets her behind, but you can even have her behind and still not have her mind. That's why I am not condoning this lifestyle. The woman, the prostitute, can go out there and have sex with all these guys. But who has her mind? Who does she bring the money back to? Daddy, because he has her mind. I am not condoning that lifestyle, but I'm just letting it be known. Y'all ain't ready for that. Whoever has her mind has her behind. But you can have her behind and still not have her mind. I'm just I'm just I'm just saying, trying to help some people out to understand the you know things about women talking about after dark. Because she can be in the bedroom and being intimate with you, and her mind is on someone else, is on Daryl, but she's intimate with you. That's why you want the two to become one. You want the mind and her body to connect as one, where she's completely what focus on you. So I want you to really get that. You can have her mind, but you may not have her behind. But you need to have both from them to become one. So I really want you to really get that. When you understand that, I'm telling you, man, What's going on, Alfie? Good to see you, bro. That's why you got to have the woman's mind and you can have her behind. But sometimes you have her behind and still not have her mind. You want the two to become one so that you understand the power of what I'm talking about. Y'all ain't ready for this LD After Dark. This may be too much for you coming out of a man of my stature and my pedigree, seeing these things about things that happen in the bedroom, outside the bedroom, in the car, and around the city. This may be too much for you to even see me this. You want me to tell them, you said, Danielle, you want me to tell it like it is. This may be too much for them for me to tell this side of it. Because I'm telling you, this right here help a lot of brothers out. They think they got the woman's mind because they got her behind and not realizing they don't even have her mind. I hear someone saying, "Hey, well, how do I get her? How do I get the one to become?" You got to realize the goal is even the goal is to get in between her mind, get in her mind. I would say it another way. You need to learn to set booby traps that go off at certain times of the day inside of her mind. I got to be careful what I say on these things. I'm going to do the LDA of the dark behind the veil stuff. But you need to learn to set booby traps inside of her mind. And women do it too. Women know how to learn how to set booby traps inside of a man's mind. It just all of a sudden it just goes off. Oh my God. Oh, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give a story. I'm not gonna tell the story about what happened on the dance floor, but if you want to hear the story about how this person set a booby trap on me, let me tell you. If you want to hear how this lady set a booby trap on me, let me know in the chat room. Y'all let me know. Let me know in the chat room. Y'all got me going. Let me know y'all want to hear that story. Yeah, I ain't gonna say it to let me know you want to hear that story about that. Oh, all ears. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Y'all want to hear all my stuff. Y'all want to hear all my stuff. Jesus. So I'm trying to think how I can frame this. Booby trap story. Yeah, somebody much respect, my brother. Good to see you, my good to see you, Wayne. Let me give this. Let me give you this. How somebody set a booby trap in my mind. How she set a booby trap in my mind. Didn't even know she did it, but she did it. While it's important for a woman to set it, for you the man to set booby trap in her mind, equally so, women, you got to learn how to set a booby trap in a man's mind. So what this young lady did, protect the innocent and the guilty at the same time. She wore a particular perfume distinctively that I have not smelled before. And every time I'm around her, I would smell this perfume that she would wear. Very subtle, but just distinctly her. At the time, she would come over and she would smell it on my pillows. I'm like, what are you doing on my pillows, on my couch? The scent would just be there. I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. I didn't think nothing of this happened a long while ago, long time ago. So I'm like, what? She's not even here, and I smell this smell. I'm like, whatever. I'll pass it up. Then when I see her again, I got reconnected. This scent reminds me of this particular woman, not knowing that she inadvertently set a booby trap inside of my mind. So when we would kiss and hold each other or whatever would happen, she would have that scent and it would get on my clothes. I'm like, oh my God, I smell it. So I'm like, what's going on here? Didn't think of it. It went past my radar, and now my radar is real keen. It catches everything. So one day, at that time, I'm leaving work, and I'm leaving work, and this young lady passed me by, and she had on that same fragrance as a young lady I was talking to. I immediately triggered inside of me. I started looking around. Where's she at? I did it unconsciously, like, oh, she around here somewhere. Not knowing that this lady had on the same fragrance as the lady I was talking to. And I said, she didn't got me. She said a booby trap in my mind and didn't even know it. And immediately I started thinking, I started thinking about her and wanted to be with her. Matter of fact, what I did was immediately I texted her and said, you know what? I thought you were at my job. She said, what are you talking about? You know I don't work there. I thought you were there because I smelled you. And she fell out laughing. And I know in her mind, she was like, got him. She said a booby trap in my mind and didn't even know it with her scent that she had on. Baby, I was done. I went home this puzzled. And I looked at the young lady. I looked at the young lady and I said, oh my God, she didn't even look like the person it was. She said, that Chanel #5 mixed with Egyptian musk. Oh boy, baby. Then said a booby trap in my mind. Wait a minute. She caught me. I was done. I said, how did this woman set a booby trap in my mind with her perfume? It's distinctly a particular. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. I got how the LDA get caught? You know, how did I get caught with this? But sure enough, that's what took place. Got them leaving you. I was got them all have you ready to call her. Yeah, she had me, man. I was on the phone. It was like, hello, yeah. How you doing? What you doing? I thought I smelled you at work, man. I was done. Why? Because she inadvertently or vertently, she made sure her perfume was at different spots in my house where I have a keen sense of smell. I'm like, I smell her. And then I may sit in my meditation chair or my pillow, excuse me, and I smell like, you know what? I didn't get somebody didn't caught. I feel like a little lamb. I didn't caught him. They didn't caught the little lamb. They didn't caught me. But I want you to get the gist of the story. Is this: even though it was not done to hurt me or intentionally, but it was also a way to connect with me, with her. So anytime I smell that particular perfume, I think of her. I remember a young lady did that when I was in college. I can't say her name. Wow. I know her name. She would wear what is the name? I'm looking at it. She wore this particular perfume, babe. It always made me think of her. So I want you to, I know we're talking about seduction and LDA After Dark. Y'all got me telling the genie, like, tell the story. Y'all want me to tell the story, but it's powerful. Powerful. The cologne game. Yeah. And I believe me, I have a certain cologne that I wear. And when I wear that, trust me, you know I've been there. If you enjoy what I'm talking about, let me know in the chat room. This resonated with you, let me know. And all this watching, we're learning some things. You're learning some things. Yeah. We're learning. So y'all want to tell me, get me telling my stories and being transparent about this, definitely. Don't be trying to do this on nobody's husband or on nobody's wife. I'm telling you now. Don't be trying to do this on nobody's husband or on somebody's wife. This ain't not over here. Don't you do this on nobody's husband or nobody's wife or somebody. No, don't you do that. This ain't that. This ain't no. This ain't that kind of party. I am not. I am not you. I'm gonna learn some stuff from me, and you trying to take somebody's husband, take somebody's wife. You will be in trouble. We are not about no covenant breaking over here. I'm just saying. Listen, listen. Do you disagree with dating at work? Okay, so that's a good to ask that, Shalonda. So dating at work. Random question. Okay, I get the question. Okay, good. Okay, let me get this question right here. So you can date at work, but we have this rule: you don't crap where you eat at. Thank you so much for the. I'm surprised it didn't go. I gotta get this. It didn't go through. Let me get that. Thank you so much for the. Thank you for the cash. I appreciate that. Somebody sewing into this. Somebody understand what you giving me. If you want to give cash app, super chat, all that's on. Do you disagree with dating at work? I have only had. Let me do this right quick. 1 second. Do I disagree? Do I disagree with dating at work? Whew. Do I disagree with dating at work? So this is my question. This is the thing. You don't crap where you eat at. So if you're dating at work, we said this earlier, but I'm gonna say it again. You got to understand the rules of engagement. Some people can't handle dating at work. Some people don't know how to act. If you break up, and you can't be doing like the song from the Dramatics, make up to break up. That's all we do. That ain't that type. You got to know. You got to know how to understand the rules. I do not personally condone them. Have I did it? Yes, I have. And I have rules of engagement on what happens at work. You don't know me when we get to work. I walk past you, hey, how you doing, and keep it going. Some people can't handle that kind of rule of engagement. I do not condone it. You don't know me. You don't know me. Matter of fact, I'll give an example. I can say it because I can say it. I know somebody that this was many years ago that we were both interested in each other. We worked at the same place. I told her emphatically. When we get here at work, I will not be coming by here to see you anymore. I will not be talking to you. You do not know me. I don't know you. If I see you, I may wave, smile, and keep it going, but you don't know me anymore. I'm almost invisible. I am not even coming into your area. Thank you. Money is strictly thank you. Strictly to get the bag. Stay professional, correct. Even when you are members of the same church, you had to be extremely careful. Woo! Gina. Gina. I feel like more Gina. Gina. Come, Gina. Gina. I had a conversation with somebody just today. Woo! Oh my God. I just had a conversation today about that. Even at the same church, at my church, no. And I love my church. Been there since I was a kid. I'm off and on been no. Just all you need somebody to start. Jesus, dog, I got it. Oh my God, he did this to me. She did that to me. Nope. Let me say that. So do I disagree with it? It takes mature people to do that and understand the rules of engagement when it comes to that. You're not gonna come up here and talk about you carrying the argument that you had at home, you carrying it at work. Nope. I don't know you, you don't know me. We may, hey, how you doing? May have lunch together, may not. Uh-uh. I see you when I get out of here. Rules of engagement. And I don't, and even then I'm not even there. But you see, you members of the same church have to be strict. Yes. Some man seeing the brother giving the sister that he talking to a little bit too much hug and attention. Then he at the altar falling out. No, no, no. I don't talk to nobody at my church. I just had that conversation today. Nope, nope. Some beautiful women there, but brother, you ain't gonna see me. Nope. Facts. I was with this HR lady, and she started waiting for me and telling everybody she was married to. Oh, she was married to. Nah. Cut it. Nope, 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 no. But this Regina, you on the money. No, 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 no. Unless you are for certain that that is going to be your boo to Jesus coming to whatever you didn't. Yeah, okay. But no, me and Shalana go to the same board. She would. Nah, no. I'm quiet as a church mouse. My face is almost stone at church. Thank you, Gina. Same rules apply whether it's church or the work. This is LDA After Dark. Y'all can have these fake conversations all you want to, but this is the real deal. This is cut and dry to the skinny. No. I remember my mentor telling me that. No, nope, no, no, no. No. Leave me alone. I'm here to hear one thing, to hear a message. Then I'm out. Nope. I don't know. I'm on. No, I can't tell you. I done seen too many people who make up just to break up at church. That's all they do. I know there's some young beautiful women. There's some beautiful women, but nope. I don't care how beautiful she is. Jesus himself, the Messiah, Yeshua, would have to tap me on the side of my shoulder and be like, but no. Because when someone decides the relationship doesn't work and they decide to date someone else, it's because of issues, it becomes an issue. Come on. And then you got to sit on the same row as them. And you got to tell your neighbor, God's gonna bless them. And you don't want to tell your neighbor, God gonna bless them because that was your husband or that was your wife. Nope. That's my dad used to do. Nope. Nope. No, no, no. You know you ain't gonna want to tell your neighbor God gonna bless them, and then they get married. No, you was dating them. Let's keep it. Yeah, we have to be vulnerable. I agree, but at the same time, now you can decide what you want to do. Anybody can decide what they want to do. But I'm just telling you, this LD After Dark. I'm just keeping it 110+% with some percentage on there. Telling you, no. I may say, hey, praise the Lord, sister. God bless. Stage left. Because this the thing. This the thing. You don't want to be known as has been known in church circles, as y'all brought up churches, LD After Dark, as the church playboy. Or you don't want to be known, thank you, got to be aware. Thank you, sir. You don't want to be known as the sister to date every man that comes into the church. He new to the church, and you the first one. Well, praise the Lord, brother. How are you doing? Oh, yeah, sit over here. There should be a level of space and respect. I agree, Solana, completely. We know you every time a new man join the church, you right there giving him a fan, and you ain't an usher. You want to make sure he got his communion. You the one giving the communion. Y'all see, I'm trying to keep this low, trying to be LT After Dark, trying to not to go there, but y'all got me out here. I'm just saying. Or you want to be known as the church playboy. Every woman is there. You didn't flirted with. You didn't try to knock off. All in the name of whoever. Men be thirsty. Yeah, men be thirsty, but so do those women. I got something I'm gonna bake. I made some cookies. You want some of these? You need water, baby. You need some water, baby. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, no. I didn't seen it. Oh, you talking about women? Oh, I'm talking about the women. Oh yeah, the women, baby. I come to church sharper than attack. And this is no indictment on my church because I love my church, love my pastor, wife, love the church, been there. Nah, just keep it 100. I understand it's a place to worship and things like that, and you may find someone that's there, but you got to make sure you, like Shalon said, keep it space and keep it respectful. Because baby, you end up jacking up. I know some men. I'm gonna keep it one. Y'all don't want me. Y'all don't want me to keep it 100. Y'all want me to stop. Let me play the music. Y'all want me to stop. Y'all want me to continue on. Let me know in the chat room because I got some. I can. Y'all want me to let me know in the chat room. I'm gonna put the y'all playing around. Let me know in the chat if y'all want me to continue on. I can say something now. It's almost 12 o'clock. Oh, I got something to say. I got to stretch my legs a little bit before I can say what I need to say. Let me know in the chat if y'all want me to continue on. Y'all gave me some gas now. Y'all done gave me some gas now. Y'all gave me some. Let me know. Say. You said say it. Yes, sir. Okay. All right. I'm just saying. All right. And I can talk about it. Bring the noise on. So let me tell you something. You don't want to have the reputation. The glass almost empty. Yeah, the glass almost empty. It is empty now. You don't want to have a reputation, especially when I'm talking to the men first, that this is the thing you do. You go to every church so you can find out what woman you can sleep with. I have known men who their whole objective was to go preach, teach, and prophesy and do all that stuff so they can find, I ain't gonna even say to Jesus, so that he can find a woman they can sleep with. And I know women who sit up in the front row and make sure they cross their legs at the right time when he was preaching. When a particular, I'm thinking of a particular preacher. I cannot say his name because I'm not going to get in trouble. And he had came and preached, and the woman sat on the front row and crossed her legs. Ooh, baby. She did what? She was on the front row. She was fine too. And I looked at her. She was fine. Fine. And she crossed her legs while he was preaching. He stopped midway in preaching, said, I'm not going to have it. I'm not going to imitate him because I don't want to tell who it is. I'm not going to have it, but I am not going to entertain that. I have a wife and I have kids, and I'm not going with that. You have some men and women going around to several churches simply looking for a victim, right? Oh, I know. Trust me, I know. I'm just, I'm just saying. As they said, I'm just saying. Like, that was one of my hard, fast rules. Nope, nope, and nope. She did a basic instinct on the front row, Yahoo, on the front row of this. I was there. I was there. Yes, I was there. I've seen her do it. I don't know who she was, but she sure did. She made it up on the front row. Normally they have a little dolly thing they put across over their legs so you don't. No. She crossed her legs. LDA After Dark. I'm trying to keep it clean and trying to keep it classy, but yeah. That's why you have to think about. You have to be aware, but I never forget that. And thank God that the man did not that he was not tempted, but I'm just saying it was tempting. It was basic instinct. It was basic instinct. And then I've seen some men come and preach and preach and preach. And you look, I'm gonna use an old term. You look at their bridges and you can see everything they have. Bridges, as y'all know what bridges are, they look talking about their pants. He preaching and God said this. And God did this. He pumping the air while he talking with his while his all you had no other choice but to look at the bottom of his pants. I'm not talking about the bottom of his pants, but at the middle of his pants. Look at where his Johnson's is. Now just keep it 100. And he's God did and all the time he doing that. He may be saying what he's saying, but his whole objective is to seduce the women there. Y'all ain't ready for these conversations. He knew what he was wearing that day. He knew that what he was saying, what he was wearing was going to entice the women who ain't been with a man, who looking for a husband, trying to live right. But his goal was to be up there, to be pumping the air and doing all the stuff he was doing to entice the women. So they may have a hope of maybe trying to be with him. Don't get mad because you think it don't happen. It can happen anywhere. So don't say, "Oh, that just happened in church." No, I'm talking about this happening anywhere. And remember, one woman tried to reach into the pocket. You know where the particular measures. It's a river sledgehammer, right? Yeah. So he had on his cloak, and you go around and greet the pastor and greet the preacher, and she put her hand try to reach her hand inside of his. What are you doing, sister? Then another lady, she fell in front of. He's in his office in his chair with his security and everything, and she fell in his lap. I mean, in front of him, like fell face forward and had to pull her up. Why are you telling these things? We're saying all of this not to talk bad about the church. This is to say, that yes, we are human, but you need to be aware and certain things are not to be done in those certain environments. That's why we talked about the workplace or even at church house, place of worship, or wherever you go, the temple, the mosque, whatever you have, certain things are not going to happen. I'm just trying to keep it 100%. So we ain't going to talk about what happened at work or different jobs I've been at. This water's the worst. I ain't never getting this again. Read the room. Know what you need to do. Y'all thought y'all was ready for this conversation. This LDA After Dark. This ain't this. Telling you. Reached her hand inside of the pocket to try to get to where and knowing that he's married. Knowing that the man is married. This is no indictment. This is no judgment. This is not to beat anyone down. But this is just to say you got to understand and be able to read the room and know some things you just don't need to do. This happen anywhere. Workplace. You do not want to do that kind of things. What I talked about having a church inside of the workplace. You mess up the flow of the money that you're going to get, and you mess up any creativity or any place that you're trying to go. I hope y'all getting something out of this. If you're getting something out of this, let me know in the chat room. Did y'all getting something out of this? You got me going here talking about this stuff. If you're getting something out of this, and I'm going for almost 2 hours, jeez Louise, I didn't want to go 2 hours. But I'm glad you got any more questions. But so do you have any more questions? Perfect time to ask questions. Thank you so much for the Cash App, my brother. I appreciate that. Appreciate that Cash App. I keep my distance. Keep my distance. If you have any more questions, anything you wanna ask, anything like that. So yeah. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Give me a church hug and I'm gone. Keep it clean, keep it classy. I promise you. This is the thing. There's rules of engagement and there's social teaching principles and standards. Correct. Yeah, it's so needed. Certain things you don't need to do in certain environments. Like I said, this is not to give a pass and this is not to judge anyone because I'm far from perfect. I'm far from perfect. I didn't did some things I shouldn't have done. Did anybody come up here like I never did anything? No, I did some stuff. I had dated someone that I worked. We worked in the same company. And I have, but I always had to make sure there was rules of engagement when that did take place. Did I always do it right? No, I did not. But it took me a minute to say, no, no, no. I know I'm not allowing anybody to mess up my money, and I'm not allowing anybody to mess up you can't really mess up my connection with God. No, you ain't gonna do that. And doggone, you're not gonna mess up my house. Understand the rules of engagement. And this is the thing. Let me speak to the brothers. A woman will respect you more when you have rules of engagements and principles and standards. You want the woman to respect you. I'm just saying. I'm like I said. I'm just talking. So you got to think about that when it comes to those environmental things about when you are in different environments. What you're going to do. Like I said, this is no judgment. This is no indictment. This is not putting anyone down. This is not to say what this person did that because I am far. I can be say I am guilty as charged. Let me say that again. I am guilty as charged. I'll be the one to put my hands up. I did some things wasn't cool. Shouldn't have did. So ain't nobody can come over and tell you something that I didn't do. Oh, you ain't never did nothing. He don't know. I know. I dated someone. I dated someone that I worked in the same place with. Same church at one time. Did that too. Understand the rules of engagement. You don't bring your arguments to wherever you're working at or where you go to church at, wherever you worship or whatever. No. Cut it. If it's over, it's over. Let me say that again. If it's over, it is over. That got me going from flirting to some people can't get over it. Get over it. It's over. But I thought God told me it's over. Any more questions, anything like that before I get going on this LDA After Dark? Whew. I know I got stories for days. Stuff I don't even talk about. Places I done been, seen. Appreciate that. I appreciate that right there. Right there. Thank you for the wisdom. Yeah. You have any more questions in the context of what we were talking about? In the context. So I don't disagree with it, but you gotta understand who you're dealing with and what's going on. My sister just sending me a whole bunch of stuff. Understand the context of who you're dealing with and what's going on. Let me try the music one more time because I know every time I do that, everybody go, "Uh-oh," you have questions and things like that. Let's get the music up again. More questions and things. If you enjoy this, let me know in the chat room. Thank you so much, my brother, for supporting tonight. Tonight was important. I appreciate that. Cash App, that are the Hey, thankful. Thank you so much. Thank
I'll be your baddest. Or do you like sweet caramel honey dipped? I'm yours till the beat flips.
Learn something. Got something.
Don't let it slip. Give up my power. Yes, afraid to lose each other. Counting the hours till I see you again.
I can listen.
Could
I
you
said
be
about this.
life,
I will
lover,
touch
and
about
best
the
friends?
don't
Waiting for text
about
back.
happen.
Wondering where you
Might if I can bring able to help.
or who could you be with? No, I'm not possessive.
Okay, okay.
You're mine.
I'm Polly. I want to talk to you
I'ma let you
about first
leave.
shorty.
No shame. No shame. No
Okay, okay.
game. I wanna fall in love. Vulnerable in love. Do you want classy?
Punk.
Do you want
I'm
nasty,
Polly.
babe? I'll
Polyamorous.
give you
I
options.
want to
I'll
talk to
be a
a chick.
perfect day.
My first
I'm
shorty
yours till the night
working.
fades. Don't let it fade.
Okay, you can't hear me with the music. Okay, okay, okay.
No
Hear what I got to say about this.
shame.
There we go. There we go. Let me change around this way so I can see it. I'm Polly. I want to talk to a chick. My first shorty is working with PT Bottom Girl. She's aware and cool with adding her to the family, but I'm thinking it interferes with the workflow. Your thoughts? Great question. Thank you. Once again, I'm not gonna. I'm going to say what I'm going to say about this. So I want to talk to a chick. My first shorty is working part time. She's aware and cool with adding her to the fam, but I'm thinking it interfere with the workflow. So what it needs to happen is if she's aware way too close. So if she's aware of that, you need to sit her down. You need to sit her down and have a real. This is the thing. Let me say this. Let me drop this in there. We as men are the leaders, and we are the ones who set the parameters and set the what goes on. We need to be upfront about what's going to happen in the relationship or any changes that need to take place in the relationship. So that she has the option, the woman has the option whether she wants to be a part of it or not be a part of it. Now you're saying that she's cool, but you think it would interfere with her workflow. So what you need to do is have a conversation with her and say, you know what? This is what I'm thinking. I want to add this particular woman into our dynamic of our family. But I want to make sure that our workflow is not interfered with adding her in. What do we need to already had dinner with both of them? You already passed my point out. Good. You had dinner with both of them. So what the next step is then you already had dinner with them and you got to look if the first one is an agreement with it. What you have to do is how you get her input and then you make your decision. Let me say that again. You get your input and then you make a decision. This is how it's going to work. Let's see how this will work, how this will function, how this will work in our family structure. Because your main thing you must emphasize to the first one is I do not want to interrupt our workflow because this is what's very important to us and our dynamic. You, at all costs, you do not want to interrupt that workflow because if it interrupts the workflow, it interrupts what's going on, how you set everything up. So when you already had dinner with her, which is good, you're with both of them, and now you got to say, well, let's see how this will work. And then two, you got to let the other one know you're not going to come here and interrupt their workflow. This is just the part that you need to play. I'm saying that because many times we do not give clear directions and directives to what's going to happen in the particular dynamic, especially this polydynamic. So you already set both of them down. They both understand what's going on. And then you got to see how they're going to interact, how they're going to do far as with disagreements. Or is one's going to get upset because they get more attention than the other one? Do they understand the bigger picture of what's going on? You have to be Picasso and paint a clear picture with your words and understandings and the parameters of what goes and what doesn't go, which I know the type of man you are that you already did that. But it's important that the second one understands her positioning and what goes on. She has to understand her position. If you do not, I'm telling you, it is imperative, especially being in that position as the lead, as the head. This goes for if it wasn't poly. You have to explain this is what is going down. This is what needs to be happening. This is how it needs to go. I'm telling you. I don't know if you ever seen an interview. I don't know, see the interview with the couple that I did that was poly. You can clearly see there was some corks and screws there. That's it. I'm on that level now. I'm watching how they. You got to sit back and watch as not with your emotions. You have to watch as a leader and see how do they flow together, because you do not want anything to mess up the workflow that you have set up or the functioning of the family structure that you got set up as far as what, and you don't want anything to mess up the dynamic that you have with the main or the first one. So you got to sit back and say, let me see how this is going to work. Let me see if I'm going to do, because you got to understand, can number one and number two handle each other? I'm telling you, it is very important, very important. Now, I know some people who are on the other side of this, oh, I don't know about this. This is not, that ain't going to work. Do you understand? This ain't for you, this for him. How can you say that? This and this and that. No. If there's clear understanding, if there's clear directives, if they understand the parameters of what takes place, it functions well. I'm definitely being general about it. A scorned woman can sink a ship. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Man. I wish more men would catch this. You have to in this particular dynamic, you got to what? You got to learn how to slowly glide this in, and you don't want to push or force. And like you said, you got to understand how she's going to function with each other. What's the dynamic when it comes to finances? What's the dynamic when it comes to the bedroom? What's the dynamic when it comes to business? Everything matters. Women and understanding doesn't sound like they go together. Yeah, they do. It goes together. It goes together. Trust me. My ladies are aware that I need more than one woman, and I'm honest and I don't lie to them. Okay. When you have to lie about it, this the thing that gets in that in the poly, and even in what you're saying right there, brother, is we try to rob the woman of the option to make a choice. I know the ladies are quieting in this one, but I'm telling you how it is. We rob the women of their ability to make a choice because she may agree with it and then she may not. You have to be okay with that. Do not rob the woman of her ability to make a choice of whether she wants to agree to it or whether she do not. Most of these guys on these YouTube streets, Facebook, Instagram streets, try to rob the woman of her ability to make a choice because you think she can't make a choice. No, give her that right to make a choice, decide if she wants to be bothered with this or whether she doesn't. In the situation that Yahoo is with, you wanted to make sure that that the other lady, the first one, is okay with the choice that's being made. So, like you're saying, you sit back and watching how they mesh, and you watching, is this a fit or is this not a fit? You do not want to sink your ship when it's. You don't want to be out there in the middle of the ocean and you find out that your ship is sinking. You're right. I definitely asked them if they're okay, and I respect. I respect if they ask. I'm asking for too much. Thank you so much. I'm telling you. I know I didn't run some women away with this one, but I know I'm rather. It's rather to be upfront and honest about it, especially in the case of y'all. Bring her in slowly. This is my program. She's coming into something that's already established. She's coming into something that's what already established. So she has to find her place in this. And then they have to find their relationship with each other. But you're the one that oversees this to make sure it functions correctly. Most people don't want to talk about it, but I mean, let's be very clear. Some of y'all are in poly relationships that don't even know you. You don't even know you in a poly relationship. Why you are looking funny and everything? This is the truth. You got to be very clear. Give her the option to say yes or to say no. You respect that, and vice versa. I'm just the thing. You'll be surprised, and I'm going to say this, and it's going to be contrary to all my religious people and things like that. But you'll be surprised. But I'm going to say it. You'll be surprised what some women will agree to. You just never gave her the option to put it on the table. And you'll be surprised what some women will disagree to. But you never put the option on the table. You're dirty pimping, as it would say. Or you're trying to backdoor stuff. Just say what it is. Hey, this is what it is. She will respect you much more. The key word is respect you. She will respect you more. Just for companionship. Right. She will respect you more. Yeah. I promise you. Hey, this is what it is. A, B, C, D, F, G. Because we're in the land of men who don't have the gall or let's keep it real, keep it this LDA, have the balls enough to say, hey, this is what it is. You respect you more. But in the case where Yahoo was asking about that, I'm glad you brought them to dinner already. You set them down, you tell them what it is. They understand you are the one. Let me say that again. I'm saying this emphatically. You are the one who set the tempo, you set the temperature in that relationship. I got to emphasize that because I've seen it. I've seen those relationships go down the drain, go this sideways, go that way, because the man did not set the temperature and the tone of what goes on inside the relationship because he's depending on the woman. I'm not saying that you don't depend on women, but you depend on the woman to do. No. You set the tone and the temperature, but you also are aware You also are aware of her option to opt out or to opt in. I'm glad you asked that, man. I'm seriously, because some men can't handle that level of dealing with two women. They can barely have no one. But I'm glad you asked that question because how do you bring it in? How do you slowly? Who you have to watch is the first one, and you got to watch the second one. How is your relationship with them? This is the other thing. How is your relationship together with them? How is your relationship separate with them? Let me give you this. Let me give you the three things. How is your relationship together with them? How is your relationship separate from them? And how is their relationship with each other without you? Make sure I emphasize that again. How is your relationship with you? How is your relationship outside of you? And how is your relationship with each other? You want to pay attention to all those factors. And then since you watching the books, you're how's the money going? How's the money flowing? And you got to be okay to say no. You know, babe, I like you. You cute. You know, you. It's not a match for us. You got to go. I'm not saying that's the case with you, but you have to have that. You have to have that in you to say, hey, no, you got to go. I don't want nothing affecting what's going on here. I know of a couple here in Cleveland who has that dynamic, and I don't want to give the details of what they do because it'll give them away, but they have that dynamic, and they had this one young lady. They had the one young lady. He liked her, she liked her, everybody was good, but a factor is she had to understand the business that they were in, and I can't say the business because it will give it away. Understand the factor of the business that they were in, and the young lady could not get along, didn't get along, or I don't want to say she couldn't get along. She had to find her part that she played inside of the dynamic that was already established, if that makes sense. If that helped you, Yahoo, or you need extra, please let me know. If I need to add on and you need more to that, let me know. Please let me know. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So don't y'all be over here judging. Oh, DA ain't talking about poly and this and that and that. No judgment, John. We keep it clean and keep it classy. No judgment, John. So you, especially as the head, the man of that, you have to be. You got another thing factor that's coming to mind right now. You got to play in the factor. What if they disagree? How are you going to handle that? How are you going to handle if they disagree? I'm not saying it's your first merry-go-round. I don't know. I don't know none of that. But you got to think about that. What if they disagree? How do you handle that? How do you handle when you disagree with one of them? How is that going to play? You want no content. You don't want no contention in your household. You want no kind of strife or anything like that. You want to eradicate that as soon as possible. How do you resolve the issues? This goes for relationships. This goes for monogamy. This goes for any kind of relationship. How are you going to how are you going to resolve those disagreements? How you this goes relationships also too. How do you deal with those? Everyone deals with different disagreements and and dislikes and things different ways. I deal with them a different way than maybe you deal with them. That needs to be brought up, especially in that dynamic when there's more than two people. And I might as well go on here too since it's hitting me since it's downloading. Even in those dynamics with the poly, you gotta just the other part that we don't talk about is the dynamic of space, especially you being that everyone wants to be together, but you got to also know how to give each other the space so that you don't lose your individuality and they don't lose their individuality. This goes for any relationship, but I'm just saying that particularly to Yahoo, that you don't lose your individuality and that neither one of the women lose their individuality. Because you need for any relationship, you need everyone to maintain their sense of individuality so that it keeps everything flowing correctly. If that has just been helpful for you, you need to let me know right there because that right there is worth its weight in gold right there. Because ain't nobody gonna tell you that on these YouTube. No, well, this and that, and no. I'm saying it because I've seen the ups, and I've seen it work out good. But I also know the importance of communicating with the women, especially you being the man. This is LDA After Dark. Y'all got me going after dark now for sure. Talking about that, about the poly. You know I got a story, but I ain't gonna tell the story today. Oh, baby, I got a story, but I ain't gonna keep it. Don't forget about the story next week about the dance. That's good game. I'm working on. Okay, thank you so much. That's good game. I'm actually working on that. Yes, yeah. Work on that part. That space part is very important in that dynamic. I'm looking at it right now. That space part is very important in that. Yeah, that sounds like a fantasy woman or in communication. Yeah. Don't tease us. Tell us. No, I'll tell the story next week about the dance, about Miss Davis' party that I went to, and how I didn't know what I didn't know about the particular, not Miss Davis, but about Chuck, particular young lady's husband, her husband being there. Oh, I have stories. I have stories. I have stories in interesting situations I have found myself in. Well, with that being said, we are going to definitely bring this into a close tonight. I know you guys are got something. Don't thank you so much for being a sponsor tonight, sponsoring the show with LD After Dark. I gotta find the song now. With LD After Dark. Appreciate you guys for doing that. Let me find looking for okay, it's right here. Y'all didn't know it was gonna be like this. Well, where's the song? Where did the song go? Where did I put it at? Hey, man, what did I do with that music? Music. Desktop. Oh, I thought I put it there. Oh boy. Good night. Done. Y'all had a good one. Appreciate it. I'm gonna let the music roll out because I'm about to get out of here. Here we go. I'll let the music that was playing roll out. Thank you for joining me. See you next Friday night. And let's get our girl back on.
I'll give you options. I'll be your perfect trade. Don't let it fade. No shame and no game. I wanna fall vulnerable. Giggling softly. Could you be laughing at me, or we just giddy? Butterflies flapping in me. Don't stop what you're doing. Yeah, what you doing to me? Feels like the first time. Throw away all my pride. Don't wanna say I love you first, but holding it in just might make me burst. Love in the open, daydreaming, hoping, melting in our make-believe new worlds. Whispering winds bring the remembrance that you're my girl. No shame, no games. I wanna fall in love, fall in love. I'll be your savage, I'll be your baddest. Or do you like sweet caramel honey?